Yeah, you're recording.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You got it.
See?
Okay, so for question 2, it says, Derrick's little sister had 5 stuffed animals, a dolphin, a whale, an elephant, a leopard, and a giraffe. One day she decided to play with 3 of her stuffed animals. How many different choices did she have? Show your work.
So since it's order matters, it's a permutation and it's 5 NPR 3 since it's 3 choices.
Yeah, it is the permutation because the order does matter. Like, we don't want repeats of the animals.
Yeah. And then there's 3 different choices, so it's 5P3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's 60 after plugging it into the calculator.
Okay, and so that's part A, and we'll do
Yeah.
B. It says she liked all of her stuffed toys, but one day she decided to have favorites, a first, second, and third favorite. And how many ways could she choose her top 3? Show your work.
Isn't it the same thing?
So this one is going to be a little bit different. It should be more along the lines of like combination, because like if you had a dolphin in first place, then you would have to find the other combinations for having like a dolphin first place, whale in second place, and then you could have an elephant in third, or a leopard in third, or a giraffe in third place, and
Oh,
then
and
you
then the
could go
dolphin could
through
also
it.
be technically in third, right? Because if it wasn't first, it could be in third.
Exactly.
So this is 5C3?
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of it backwards. This one should be permutation because the order matters. A combination order doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, because in the first one, it just doesn't. She just picks 3 animals, and in this one, there's an order of the how she picks them. I just see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't say like which order she wants her stuffed toys in. She just picks 3 of them. So that one would be combination.
Okay, so for the first one, it's 10 choices, and then for the second one, it's 60. Then
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense.
I'll just erase this.
So for 3A, then since it's a 5-person committee, it's combination, right? Because it's just 5 people that need to be selected, not like president, vice president, ambassador, right?
Right. That's perfect.
Okay, so it would be 8C5, which is oh shoot, that was wrong. 56. If Iria, Amanda, and Tom want to be on the committee, although it's confusing. For 3B, how does that work? Is it saying there's only 2 spots left?
I think it would be 5. So they have 5 and they're choosing these 3. So I think it'd be 5P3 times. Or wait, no.
Is it 5C2 because they all want to be on the committee, and then there's 2 spots left. Oh no, wait, it says how many 5-person committees are possible if they all want to make it on the committee. Yeah, so isn't it you subtract the 3 of them because they're already apparently on the committee, and there's
Well,
2 spots left.
Well, they want to be on the committee. They're not on it yet. So I think this one would be for the first 3. I think it should be, so there's 8 total and they want them 3 to be on it. So 8 pick 3, so 8P3, and then there's 2 left. So 8 minus 2 or 8 minus 3 is 6. 6C2. because it doesn't
62.
matter who the last two people are. Or
Do I multiply it by that, or do
I think. What do you guys think?
this one's weird? Sorry.
Wait, can you guys
Yeah, no, it is weird.
restate the problem? Sorry, because I wasn't paying attention. I was just going through.
Oh, there's
says
a
if
picture of it in the chat.
Oh, in the chat. Okay. What problem is it?
3B.
3B.
I only see 5, 6, and I only see
That's the
4.
second picture. That's the second picture. It's two different pictures.
Oh, let's
Should
see.
be one up.
Oh, I see. I think I see it. I think I see it. Oh, 3B.
Yeah, 3B.
Okay, it says there are 8 people in a club. The club advisor must choose 5 out of 8 people on the prom decorating committees. If Yuri, Amanda, and Tong want to be on the committee, how many 5-person committees are possible? If they all make it into the committee. Okay, so it doesn't matter, right? They're all in the prom committee, right?
Yeah.
So like there's no, it's not a permutation, so it doesn't matter. Like there's no president, vice president, whatever. The committee is a committee, and we know that 3 of the 5 spots are taken.
Mhm.
So
So I mean, it would be 5 combination 2 because it's the take away the 5 of them because they were part of the 8 in the club.
Exactly. I'm assuming that Amanda and Earl and Tong are in the committee, like are from the 8 people who are in the club. Okay.
Yeah.
Then if they are, so then we have the 5 left that are not Earl, Tong, or Amanda, and 2 of them are still needed so that we can fill the spots. So
okay.
I think it's gonna be whatever is left. So 5 if there's 5 choose 2.
5C2. Okay.
Can anybody confirm and or deny that?
I think
I don't know.
it sounds familiar because the way she taught it in her class, the teacher, she basically showed us like problems like this, and it would be like, oh, just pretend like they're already on like the committee or on the like they're already part of the selection that they made already. So I'm guessing this should be right.
Yeah,
That's confusing because I wouldn't have read it that way.
Yeah,
I
know.
also don't think I would have read it that way.
Wait,
Yeah, no,
what do
but
you
that's-
mean, guys?
Like I would have read it as they're picking the committee and they want them to be on it, but they're not already on it.
No, it said like it said how many 5-person committees are possible if they all make it on the committee. So like all 3 of them are already on the committee.
But if they were already on it, it would say they all are on the committee. That's like C.
Yeah, but they said that. So what they said is like how many 5-person committees are possible if they all make it in the committee. That means all 3 of them made it into the committee.
Yeah, I get what you're saying now. I get what you're saying. So it's basically saying that like if they're already on it, how many options are left to select from for the other 2 people in the committee? I guess what you're saying.
Is that what, I don't know. That's how I understood it.
I get it now. I get it now. I think that's how she wrote it. She just writes it weird, the teacher, so it's just a little confusing. But she's gonna go over it in class tomorrow, like on Zoom. So I'll ask her to just confirm. But it seems like that's how she wrote it.
Okay.
Okay. For C, what is the probability that Erie, Amanda, and Tom are all on the committee? Write your answers as a percent. Hold on.
Yeah, now here, this is the problem where it was like, okay, like you don't know if they're on the committee. But for part B, I'm assuming, because it said like if they all made it on the committee. So I think this is where the problem, like you guys were talking about. Like here we don't know if they are or not. All right, Allison, Ryan, anyone? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna shut up now. You guys take it over.
No, it's okay. This one is confusing to me.
Yeah. That's the way it's written.
Okay, it says, what is the probability that Yuri, Amanda are
So I think for that one, it's the denominator would be 56 because those are the different ways to select the committee, and then the top one you just have to find out which committees they're on, and then divide it.
I would assume so, honestly.
Yeah, but
Let's see.
how do you know which committees they're on?
Oh, it's only one committee. They're just doing the prom decorating committee. So it's basically like, what is the probability that they all made it into that like committee? If that makes any sense.
Is it 1 out of 56 or is it? Yeah, because it's.
I mean,
right.
Well, actually, give me a second. I would assume so, but
I would assume this one would be. Let me screen share. So there's 3 people on this team of 8 is what they're saying. So say it was, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So say it was, so they have 3 spots. Or not 3 spots, it's a 5-person committee. 4 or 5. So the first 3 people have to be Erie, Amanda, and whoever the last person was out of the 8 people. So 8, 7, 6. That's the way I would think of it.
Yeah, but this is a probability. You're right. I think you're right too, but this is just a probability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is the counting rule for probability.
Yeah, but we still need to like divide it by a sample space.
That's what the 8 is. There's a total of 8 people, then there's 7.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
And then after that, after they've taken out those 3 from the 8, there's 5 left to pick from, and there's 4 left to pick from. So those just become 1. So I would think it'd be 1 over 56, which is a decimal. Yeah. And they want how many decimal places?
So it would be, it wants the nearest tenth on the percentage, so it would be 1.8%.
Oh, percent. Yeah. That's what I would think, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because that's what I was thinking too. Because if you look at the top one, it's saying how many different 5% committees, and there's only 56 different committees that are possible for A, and that's the denominator. So I'm guessing that it's 1 out of 56. I want to say that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. So the one that I struggled on the most, actually, I need help on was 4. I think the rest I can do by myself, but 4 it seemed really hard for me. I know that it's not stats, so I'm not sure if it's like a different place I have to go for that one, but it's just like I'm really struggling on that one the most.
Oh, the solid figures?
Yeah, like the scale factors in between them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I see what's happening a little bit. Oh, they gave you the surface area. Okay, I see. They want you to calculate the volume and the height. Are they, so they're proportional to each other? Like, is that what's happening?
Okay, so she did this on the last test, where the smallest figure on the left, the one that's the smallest on the left, had a scale factor that was shared in between the middle figure. But the scale factor is not the same across. So the middle one and the right one have a different scale factor. And she said it's going to be the same for this test.
Let's see, 78. I don't know. I think the scale factor, isn't it like just like the surface area? Yeah, I divided the 72 divided by 32 to see if there's like anything that's helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, I don't think you I don't. Okay, you can do the last 2 ones, and then you can figure out the smaller one last. I would do first the bigger one and the middle one. The bigger one, they gave you two information. Well, we know that volume is just surface area times height, right?
Yeah.
So your surface area is just gonna be volume, right? Divided by height.
Okay, so 54 divided by 72.
Oh, I'm doing the bigger one. I'm doing the biggest one.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 128 divided by 8 to find the surface area.
Okay.
So what would that be?
128 divided by 8, you said?
Yeah.
128 divided by 8 is 16.
Exactly, yeah. So that's gonna be your surface area.
Okay. Let's see, hold on, let me write this down. No, but wait, no, but for that one, how would it be? How would it? Because it's like a what is it called?
Mhm.
The thing that's in between. The scale factor is in
Yeah.
between the two shapes, so it's growing in between the two shapes. So it goes from 54 to 128, and you have to find what goes from 72 to blank. Not because the 16 is smaller than the 72, so it has to be bigger than the
Oh, you guys are
72.
doing it that way? Okay, let's see. But see, this is like the scale factor between the volumes is really weird. It's 2.3704, like a lot of decimals.
Yeah. So
I don't know if that's what. Let's see. It says they're all similar to each other and find the missing information. Maybe wait. Let's see if I can like.
Well, that
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
make
join
any
the call.
sense because the height of the biggest one
Yeah.
is obviously going to be bigger than the middle one.
Right.
But if the surface area is bigger on the middle one, then the surface area of the bigger one is going to be smaller. Oh wait, never mind. I'm
so
confusing
weird.
myself now. Forget
Wait,
it.
what?
yeah, she has a really weird method of doing this. Last time we had class, that she did a problem like this on a test, everyone got it wrong, and I'm just like, it makes no sense.
Let's see.
Well, the height on the second one must be very small. If the height times the surface area is the volume, which means the height on the first one would be really, really small.
Yeah, last time it was like point something, or I think it might have been like 1.
Let's see. Oh, I had a quote. Wait. Isn't okay, if you're trying to find the volume of anything, isn't it just the area times height? I'm just
That's what
curious.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, it is, but she just, I don't know why, it's just, she's a really weird teacher, I'm sorry. I don't know how to describe her stuff. It's, so she showed it last time is, she did 128 divided by 54, which is, yeah, you get the really big number, and then she cubed rooted it to make it,
To make it like into an actual
scale factor, which is 4/3, and then she divided 8 by that number, and then she got 6.000. Well, I mean, she didn't get this because this was a different problem, but she got 6.0, I'm guessing, and then for the 72 divided by 32, you would square root it and then get, since you got 2.25, you would get 1.5. So you would you would divide 6.1.5, I think, and you would get 4 for the smallest figure of the height. Hold on, wait. So would it be 4 or would it be X times that? Yeah, okay. So I think the way it is you divide the 128 by the 54, which gets you that really weird number. You cube root it to get the scale factor, the linear scale factor, which is 1/3, and then you square that to get the square factor. Yeah, the one for the surface area factor. And then you multiply that by 72 to get the surface area of the big object. But that gets you 128, so that's wrong. That makes no sense then.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. I got like remember when you said that you got like the factor between the bigger one and the middle one is 4/3? That's what I got. So for the volume, it is 4/3.
For the
But
volume?
yeah, but I don't know if it's like should it like is the whole thing scaled by 4/3? Like that's my question. So I'm like
Yeah, no, I'm not
I'm
sure.
gonna
It's super
check.
confusing.
I'm actually gonna check that. Let's see. Times 4 divided by 3. Yeah, no. It's not like oh wait, it's squared. Okay, never mind. Give me a second. So it's gonna be 4/3.
Yeah, I want to say I figured out the bottom one, like the left to the middle one. I think it's 1.5 the scale factor, but you square wait, no, that's wrong again. No, that's wrong again. 1.5 and you cube it to get 3.375.
Let's see. 4/3 cubed. Okay, like that one worked out fine, but this one is not. 32 divided by 32 times 4/3 cubed is
Well, they don't have to have the same scale factor, do they?
No, I don't think so.
Which is weird. Why wouldn't you have the same scale factor? Like that's so weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. That's how I got it wrong on the last one too. Okay, I think I might have figured it out. Yeah, I think I might have figured out the smallest one to the middle one because okay, so if you divide the 72 by the 32, you get 2.25. If you square it, that's a linear scale factor for the heights, but you don't know the middle height yet, so you can't find the height. But if you cube it, if you cube it, you get back to 2.25, so that matches the surface area scale factor. And if you if you cubing is by 3. If you cube it to get the volume scale factor, and you divide 54 by 3.375, which is what cube 1.5 cubed is, you get 16. So the volume of the smallest one is 16 centimeters cubed. Now you have to find the scale factor in between the big one and the small one to get
Can I?
The thing.
I think can I share my screen with you guys? I think
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna try something, but Lord. Oh wait. I'm gonna get out of this call because I'm in a different call on my iPad. Okay, so I think I understand if they're all like scaled differently. I think I'm getting it a little bit. So I'm just gonna share my screen. I don't know if tell me if you guys can see it. This is all like weird stuff things, but yeah. So did it show?
You
Yeah.
can see it.
Okay, good. So it said that from the first one to the second one, I divided like 72 divided by 32.
Yeah.
Obviously, these are both centimeters squared, right?
Yeah.
I got a scale factor of 2.25.
Yeah, that's what I did too. Yeah.
Okay. And you said she square rooted it. If I square root this, I'm gonna get 1.5.
Yeah, that's for the height since it's a linear thing. Because it's centimeters squared. So now you're in a 1.5 centimeters, and then if you that's what I have too.
Okay. Yeah, so basically it's like you square rooted this thing because you want to make it into centimeters.
Yeah.
Okay. But my question is, did she cube it to turn it into the volume factor?
Yeah, that's what she did. She cubed it.
Okay, so 1.5 cubed, that's gonna give me times 1.5. I got 3.375.
3.375.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
Okay, so you're saying that if I do 54 divided by 3.375, I get 16.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
So is that the volume for the smaller one?
Yeah, that's the volume.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Well, that's interesting. That she's doing it like that's such a weird way of doing it, honestly.
It is. Hmm.
But it's a factor. That's the thing. I don't think you should square it or cube it. Like, because if you're increasing something, right? Like if I am taking a cup
Yeah.
and I am doubling it, everything
Except things.
doubles. The volume of it won't get like squared or whatever. Like nothing gets squared or cubed. I
Unless
think
she
it's just
doesn't double it, then maybe that's how it works. Hold on, let me see if that works out for the thing then. For the bigger one, because in the bigger one, I keep getting that the surface area is equal to the volume, which is wrong. I know that for sure. But if you do 54 divided by 2.25, you get 24 as a volume for the small one. And then if you do 128 divided by 54, and then you do that number times 72,
let's see.
you get 170. Well, that would work out then. That would actually, I think you're right then, because I think if you just do it like that and you don't square the scale factor at all, and you just leave the scale factor as is, then that means all the numbers line up. And then if you divide 8 by that number, that means the height for the medium one is 3.37500001. And then if you divide that again by 2.25, because that's the scale factor in between the small ones, then you get 1.5 for your height on your small one, which makes more sense because the height should be smaller. Okay, man. Yeah, I think that's how it works.
I think that's how it works too. Honestly. Okay.
So let me just write this down so I can get this stuff on here. So hold on. So we figured out that the scale factor in between here is.
Does anybody know what what I'm curious? What does anybody know what what is it called? The area of a hexagon is? Like, how do you calculate it? The surface area?
What she does is she just like draws into triangles, and then she finds the area of the triangle, and then she times it by 6 because the hexagon has 6 sides.
Oh yeah,
that's how we do it.
That's true.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
I'm just gonna look at something really like weird, because why not? She said the height was 8, and for the bigger one, like the big one. And she said we don't know the surface area. It doesn't matter. SA it's gonna be like the square. It's 3 rad 3 over 2 times S squared. We don't know what S is.
Yeah.
And we know that the what is it? The last one, volume.
Volume
is 128.
128, yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, if I divide like 128 by 8, I'm gonna get 16, I think. And so let's see, if that's divided by 2, that's 8 times. This is so weird. No, it won't work, but that's fun. Try. I'm trying to see if maybe it's the same thing, but just like scaled or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what I was constant scale factor that she's using for this thing.
Well, the volume isn't the surface area times the height, it's the area of the base times the height. So that's going to change it.
Wait, what do you mean? Because, no, I'm just looking at the area of a hexagon, because this is a hexagon on top, right? It looks like this or whatever.
It's, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to find, like, if I know the area of this guy, then maybe I can, like, find each side and then try to do it that way.
Oh.
It's like, it's cheating. It's not the right way to do it. Because I don't know the height. She didn't give us the height, so I'm just kind of like...
Yeah, she's very weird, like, her class. It's super, like, it's not even, like, easy to do. And most people are failing in her class, and then she gets mad. And I'm just like, oh.
Who's your professor?
It's not from Citrus. It's from Glendora. I go to Citrus in Glendora.
Oh.
And so this is a Glendora class. But I just got really stuck in it since the first part was technical stats, because I remember learning it in stats because I took stats at Citrus. I was like, okay, I'll do the tutoring center, but the back part is like just like, guess you say algebra or whatever you want to call it. And her name's Miss Williams, but her class is it's very, like, a lot of people are failing, and in her notes, she does like these weird way of doing notes, and then like her homework, she's really strict on it. And then right now, since we're in online school, we don't have to do homework technically, because at Glendora, it can only higher grades apparently. So when we don't do our homework, she sends out an email and she's like, how come you guys haven't done your homework? And I'm like, oh, oops.
Oh, are you talking about Glendora High School?
Yeah, Glendora, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I heard they're only assigning stuff to boost their grade. It can't hurt your grade.
Yeah. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to look at our third quarter grades. Our teacher just explained it to us today. So we're going to look at our third quarter grades, and whatever our third quarter grades is, it can never go below that. But if your grade's higher, so let's say my grade for third quarter for English, I think was a B, but now it's an A. It can go back down to a B if I don't do the work. But so right now it's an A. So if I don't do any of the work, if I don't turn in anything for that class, it can go the lowest a B. It can't go to an F.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, you're like my what is it called? My brother. He was telling me about it, but I didn't
Your brother went to
understand.
Glendora?
He is in Glendora right now. He's a senior.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm a sophomore, so I mean I still have to go back next year. But I like citrus thing better because it's more like easier to do, if you know what I mean. Because citrus is just like